everyone! Today at Bake Bottle Cook we'll be making a chocolate microwave cake. So let's get started. So this is the easiest microwave cake recipe. If you have people coming over, quickly just put this together. It's 8 minutes in the microwave and the mixing is just as easy. Mix your wet ingredients in the mixer, add your dry ingredients, stick it in the microwave, put a sauce over when it's done. Let me show you. And it's a very short list of ingredients. So for the ingredients we'll be using 1 cup of caster sugar, 3 eggs, 1 cup of coffee. If you don't want to use coffee, if you don't like the taste of coffee in your cake, use plain water. The recipe asks for hot tap water. I don't trust our tap water, so I'm using cooled boiled water, and I like the taste of coffee, so I'm using a cup of coffee. Then we have 1 cup of flour, which I've sifted, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. We'll get to the sauce ingredients after we've baked the cake in the microwave. So remember, when you use eggs, always to use room temperature eggs. Remember, you're mixing your eggs and your sugar to get some air into your batter. So everything that you use must be room temperature, nothing cold. Mixing our eggs first. Into the mixer, 1 cup of caster sugar and my 3 eggs. Let's get that going. Get it nice and fluffy. You'll see when it's nice and it turns like a lighter yellow. So when we're done there, we'll add our coffee. Look at this little one asking for a treat. Should we give her one? So let's add our coffee to that. Let's add our flour, baking powder, and our cocoa. We're not going to mix it too much, because over mixing also, it just stops your cake from rising a lot. Just mix it enough until you can see your batter is everything's nicely incorporated. I'm adding half the flour for now. Baking powder. Oh, sorry, that was the cocoa. So the cocoa, baking powder. Let's mix that. On a low speed. Okay, let's add the rest of our flour. Remember to scrape down your sides. We don't want to miss anything. Okay, so we're giving a last mix just to make sure everything is incorporated. You don't want any clumps of flour that's not in there, or baking powder, especially the baking powder. You want mixed through so that you're sure that it's going to rise evenly. Okay, so the batter is ready. It's a pourable mix. So let me sort out the cake pan. I've already sprayed the cake pan. So I'm using a silicone because we're using the microwave today. So I sprayed it. Let's put some parchment paper in the bottom so that we don't have a sticky cake that we can't get out there. This is just to make it easier. Now I just want to show you how I'm going to do that. So let's fold the paper. Just until we have like maybe a cone shape. Then we take our pan. Let's measure the middle. So that's the middle, just so we can have sort of a round piece to put in there. Ah, there we go. And then when we fold it open, you can stick it in there. Just make sure everything is nice and flat. We don't want everything to go under the piece of paper. Let's pour the batter. All done. Now we stick it in the microwave 8 minutes. So while that is busy, we can prepare the sauce. So for the sauce we'll need the following. 1 can ideal milk, 1 teaspoon vanilla, half a cup normal granulated sugar, a walnut slab chocolate. We're actually dividing these for the first part of the sauce. We'll use a 3/4 can ideal milk, the half a cup sugar, and the teaspoon vanilla essence. Let's get that going. I have my pot ready. Sugar, 1 teaspoon vanilla. Okay, and a 3/4 can. Let's just eyeball it. It's half. There we go. 3/4 can. We're going to melt all of this together. Choose that one. So we'll prepare the sauce in the meantime, but once you take the cake out of the microwave, it needs to cool down slightly before you pour this over the cake. Let's just get a plate ready, because as I said, this is a very quick cake. Okay, here's our cake, ready. Let's just get it out so we can cool it down a bit. And for this cake, actually, I'm not too worried to level it out, cut it off. It's just like this is comfort food. So we're going to cool it down a bit, and then we're going to stick it in our plate and pour the sauce. We're not doing anything for a cake contest with this one. This is just to enjoy. Let's cool it down for about 5 minutes. Our sauce is ready and waiting. Give it a quick stir. Let's get this in the plate. Okay, and to help me distribute the sauce nicely over the cake, I'm just going to use a nice big spoon. Oh, it smells delicious. Don't mind all the sauce at the bottom. It'll either suck it up, or you can eat it when you cut the cake as well. That's exactly why I'm using this plate with the curved sides, so that we don't have sauce all over the counter. I can't wait to get my teeth into this. I want to be sure you have sauce everywhere. And to save dishes, we're making the second layer in the same pot. 1/4 can of ideal milk, and then chocolate. We just break it into blocks. And 1 for me. So now we're just melting our chocolate into the ideal milk. So I chose to use a whole nut chocolate today, but you can use any flavor you like. You can use plain chocolate. I either use whole nut chocolate or I use mint chocolate. Mint is just as delicious. My husband loves it. I stir the sauce until it's nice and bubbly. It just feels like it gets a nice thicker consistency when you put it over the cake, if you boil it a bit. I think our sauce is ready. I've left the sauce to rest for about 5 minutes, so let's pour it over the cake. It looks delicious actually. And then what I normally do is just go around with a tablespoon, pick up those sauces and just pour it over the cake again. That's why I say to you, I'm not too worried about a flat level cake. This cake it's just a pleasure to eat. Okay, so this cake is definitely ready. I've done the 2 sauces, chocolate sauce on top, so we have lovely nuts on this cake. Let's give it some time to rest. I've left the cake to cool down for about 2 hours. The sauce is beautiful, and you can see if I show you here, it's a nice thick consistency. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. So let's cut the cake and see if we're happy with it. So the cake is beautiful, very moist. You can see the sauce has really drenched the cake. Let's see if we're happy with this. It's a very soft texture, very moist. Well, all I can say is the cake is delicious. I love the 2 sauces, and it was lovely sharing it with you, and see you in the next video.